Cool. All right, man, we're rolling.
Alright.
So lift it up a little bit. There you go.
Alright. You're gonna look at the camera though, right?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to look at the camera?
If you want your pitch to be down the barrel of the lens, yeah. No?
No, I can do it. I just
You'll be able to sync this with your scripted stuff. My whole
Yeah.
point in this is if you keep it all the same, then you can sync it up with your scripted stuff after.
Okay. All right, let's just go for it.
Because you have to pick one style or the other.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to do the whole thing off camera first?
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'll try to look at the camera as much as I can.
Alright. It should be fun. It's just a question of whether you want that to be the style. So,
No, I hear you. I can. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
so first off, tell me about your day. How's your day going?
Very lovely.
Yeah, what'd you do today?
I started out the day at the cooking show thing.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Whoever else is in the room right there, can you just make sure that can you make sure that your collar, all that stuff is straight, everything looks good? Because I can't really see it. As long as the collar stays popped, it's good.
Yeah. You know. How's that?
It looks good. I just wanted to make sure.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take the vest off. Now you're giving me a complex, bro.
No, I'm not trying to.
I'm just kidding. This looks better anyway. All right, you ready?
Alright. So, tell
Your
me a
fingers
little
in.
bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. What's your name? What do you do?
My name is Justin Edelman, and I'm a filmmaker. I make documentary-style films for corporate companies.
But you do more than that. So, you're someone that gets fired up about things. You get excited. Tell me about what really gets you passionate about things.
Okay, so yeah, I love to do photography. Photography is kind of my passion on the side. I like telling stories, obviously, but I get pretty fired up about kind of engaging with people and taking photos of people, especially like portrait stuff.
And what got you into storytelling? Because that's not always what you did.
Nah. Yeah, right. Okay. I was in the Navy for 5 years, got out of the military, and I always have taken photos. I've always really been into it, but I found that that I could make a living off of something that I really enjoyed, really loved, and I went to school for filmmaking, and then I linked up with a group of guys on the East Coast, and we went off to Abu Dhabi and shot a corporate video together, and the rest is history.
Not history yet, it's just started. So, I think it goes even back further than that, but you've always, you're someone that studies film, just the actual film.
Yeah, right, okay.
Why are you, when it comes to seeing finished products, and it might not be your work, it might be someone else's work, how do you view those things? When you see a story that really resonates with you, how does it make you feel?
Okay, alright. Can I relate it to the water life then,
Yeah.
in particular? Okay, so a couple years ago, I met this guy, Rudy, and he has a nonprofit organization. I went into one of his events, and he had a lot of kind of bad video. I shouldn't say bad video. He had a lot of video that was okay, and immediately I felt like, man, I could really help this organization, and I could tell their story. I could do a good job on what he's doing, and really kind of make his story known and show his work, because him talking about it really did no justice. And that's kind of how our relationship started. I feel like, especially with his business, with the water thing, that first of all, it's something that is a manageable problem. There's a lot of solutions for it. We can fix it, and I think telling the stories of the people who are living with dirty water and all that is a really important part of getting that out there, so that we can come up with a solution and help these people.
So let's stay on that a little bit. So tell me about Rudy's product and place, and think back to when you first heard about it and what kind of went through your head.
Okay. So first thing, my stepdad actually has a company that does clean water sort of philanthropic stuff, and so I was sort of familiar with how the whole clean water thing was affecting the world. I already knew that every 20 seconds there's a child who dies from waterborne illness, and that's something that I have little brothers and sisters. I now have a daughter, and not to be able to give a kid clean water is, that's sad to me because I know we can. And when I saw what Rudy was doing, which is actually going into villages and giving them this little small device, it's a water filter that you can connect to a 5-gallon bucket. 5-gallon bucket is something that you can get pretty much anywhere in the world. And you can fill this bucket with dirty water and filter the water out, and there you go. You have clean water in the sense of all the bacteria and all the viruses are gone.
So, when you think about that, how big of an issue is water in these countries? When you spoke with Rudy about Thailand, for example, how big of an issue is clean water?
Well, I mean, let's see. How big of an issue is clean water in particular?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty... To say that, like, every 20 seconds a kid dies from waterborne illness, that's pretty powerful. Not only that, but also the fact that there are these girls or children who are being sold into the sex trade because their family either died from waterborne illness or because their family got sick and they had to sell one of their children for $100 US, which is a lot of money for them, into the sex trade. They don't necessarily know that these kids are going into the sex trade. They think that it's a little bit of a con also. These kids or these parents think that they're sending their kids off into like a boarding school, or that they're going to go to school. These people are going to take care of them, and the reality is that they end up getting taken to another village or country and sold into the sex slave or a sex trade. And I think that's pretty crazy that just from dirty water somebody could end up living a life of sexual servitude.
So I want you to say something like this now, okay? I want you to say, after speaking with Rudy and realizing that he was doing something that made a difference to clean water, it was profoundly shocking to learn about basically the butterfly effect that happens when clean water isn't available.
The butterfly effect, what butterfly effect that happens from
That happens when clean water isn't available, and that's why I'm going to time.
Okay.
Most people don't realize that when clean water isn't available, it can have a ton of different. So we're gonna start with part one. So after speaking with Rudy, realizing that his product, does he have a name for it?
It's not his product, it's not like he made it. It's just I forget the name. It's just a water filter.
Yeah. So after speaking with Rudy and realizing that his water filters could make a massive difference in the world, I knew I wanted to be involved. Just say something like that.
Okay.
After speaking with Rudy and realizing that his water filters could make a massive difference in the world, I knew I wanted to be involved.
Okay. After speaking with Rudy and realizing that his water filters could make a massive difference in the world, I wanted to be involved.
Perfect. Okay. Now say, and it was profoundly shocking when I discovered the butterfly effect or the ripple effect that happened when clean water wasn't available.
Okay. It was profoundly shocking when I learned the butterfly effect of what happens when people don't have clean drinking water.
Let's do that one more time. Let's say the ripple effect.
Okay, the only thing about the ripple effect is that right now on Indiegogo there's another documentary that's called The Ripple Effect, and it's about suicide.
Alright, then butterfly effect is fine.
Okay. Alright, the other thing I was thinking about is actually naming the documentary The Trickle Effect, and kind of like in the sense of like people are donating money from the U.S. and it kind of trickles down to these poor countries in Vietnam and...
So you're going to say effect.
Okay. Alright, perfect.